We got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Los Angeles Kings in game number 2. Here's what you need to know. I will also be giving you guys 3 bets in this video. So after a roller coaster game in game 1, which the Oilers erased a 4-0 deficit, they ended up falling 6-5 to the Kings, which I don't want to talk about it anymore. I remember when we tied that game, I was so excited, but then I told myself, I'm like, hey, it's the Oilers, and the Oilers tend to do this a lot where they make a comeback, but then they lose it right away, and that's what happened. But hey, I wasn't the jinx. I was not the jinx because it happens all the time. The Oilers did not practice in Los Angeles on Tuesday, but head coach Kris Knoblauch met with the media to discuss the team's showing in game 1. And some pretty crazy news. The Oilers haven't decided on a starting goaltender, but will until closer to game time. Knoblauch also went on to say that Evander Kane and John Klingberg are possible options to draw into the lineup, which I wouldn't mind John Klingberg. Maybe John Klingberg could bring more of an offensive style to the Oilers instead of Josh Brown, which I don't really know what Josh Brown does. And then, of course, Evander Kane slotting back into the lineup. He hasn't played in like 10 months or so. I think this guy will be a huge addition to the lineup, even though he hasn't played in a very long time. I think you give him a couple of shifts, get him into the groove of the game. Evander Kane's going to be huge for the Oilers. But the biggest question going into this game, if Kane were to come into the lineup, who goes out of the lineup? I hope it's not Jeff Skinner, because Jeff Skinner, he's been playing great. Like, there's no way. Well, knowing Kris Knoblauch, he probably is going to take out Jeff Skinner. But I do have to think the Oilers' biggest question for game 2 or heading into game 2 will be their starting goaltender. Stuart Skinner allowed 6 goals on 30 shots in Monday's loss for an .800 save percentage, and backup Calvin Pickard played well for Edmonton while Skinner was injured just a few weeks ago. But the Oilers might not be ready for a change just yet. But that's really it going into game 2. A huge game for the Oilers to win in LA. That's a must. But now it's time to give you guys the 3 bets. The first bet I really like is Connor McDavid over 1.5 points. We saw what he did last game. We shouldn't be surprised if he does that once again. The second bet I really like, if you guys watch these videos, you guys already know I love this bet. It's Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots. We just got to hope and pray that they don't get blocked by the LA Kings players, because Evan Bouchard is really good at hitting the shins of opposing teams. And the last bet I like, Leon Draisaitl anytime goal. The guy is an absolute machine in the playoffs, and expect him to score once again. Like, it's Draisaitl, not surprising. But that is it for today's video. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let's go Oilers.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.